Right, checking 1 2. This is March 16th, and it's a 6:45 p.m. in New York. Yeah, for the past 3 weeks almost, I was out of town. I was going to I was in like Pennsylvania, Baltimore, and Frederick, Maryland. And last week I was in Peru playing with yeah. So playing with Kevin Zuniga on the big band in Lima, Peru. Julio, Fabio, Maza, and Meza, and everybody. And week before, I was on the road with Ronnie Barrage, holographic principal band, and with Mike Boone and Benito Gonzalez and Tariq Shah, everybody. And yeah, it was very fun, but I wasn't really able to keep up with live stream contents. And I'm also renewing my visa right now, so it's quite a lot of stuff going on here. But I was also thinking about making the chord melody, how to play chord melody on any of jazz standards, and how to come up with all the arrangements for jazz standards, which took me a while, but at the same time it took me a while, and I get to the point. When I get to the point, I became able to play whatever the standards. I can, harmonize the chord melody. Sometimes just sight reading, or just remembering those melodies and try to harmonize at the gig and stuff. So I wanted to share that info, which made me able to play solo guitar gigs, which I've been playing like almost 3 years. I've been playing solo guitar gigs every week. So, hi Samuel, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, let me know if you have any questions, anything. It's been a while. Let me put this on the Patreon as well and Instagram. Yeah, I've been trying to do the just a live workshop on the school as well, but I kind of figured that I can get more excited if I know more people watching and asking me questions and stuff. That kind of makes me able to talk on the live stream online like this. So yeah, it's been a minute since the last time I did the live stream on the YouTube like this, so probably it takes some time to let everybody know about it. But yeah, let me put the link on Instagram, chat, and Patreon. And yeah, maybe this one is good. Okay, Instagram and the Patreon. The video link. How does song switching key work? Yeah, good question. Hi Danny Smith and hi Justin, what's up? How you doing? And how does songs switching keys work? So the keys, yeah, let me get into it. Give me a second. Stream on. Okay, the pattern published. So in the jazz context, the song key switch, it's like so the diatonic chord in the key of F, we have something like this. And yeah, I wanted to talk about that too. It's if we have, for instance, major seventh chord everywhere, starting from F major and then going half step up. We basically have, all the 12 keys, I guess, yeah, or 12 or 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, yeah, 12 keys. Just 12 keys in Western harmony, right? Pretty much. C to C, F to F. And we can change the keys into any of those 12. However, there's some tendencies that it goes to certain keys more than the other keys. And if you figure out those patterns, then it's kind of easier to know what to expect. And so it's not really switching keys, but the most common kind of key switch moment is going to 1 to 4, and 4 is not really the new key a lot of times, but it's but not for me. It's in the key of E flat, and the beginning is pretty much 2/5 to E flat. The F is, instead of F minor seventh, it can be F seventh, but it's just a variation of that, and still I consider it's in the key of E flat. Then twice. Then after that, there's 2/5 to 4. This is kind of very fundamental or like primal example of how the harmony changes to the something that's not diatonic. Going through the 2/5 for the new key, because this B flat minor seventh contains this D flat note, and if E flat major key we have D natural, so one note changed. But since A flat major seventh is also the 4 major sevenths for the E flat major, this 2/5 is just one moment, and it doesn't really feel like changing the keys. However, if we do the 2/5 on, instead of B flat to E flat, we can do 2/5 for F flat to D flat, then the key changes a little bit. It kind of reminded me of the Star Eyes. Maybe not. Oh yeah, Star Eyes goes there. Yeah. Do you have any like standards that you like? Maybe I can explain on that. Maybe it's easier to relate instead of talking about the theory and all that stuff. If not, yeah, if we take a look at Star Eyes, it's again E flat major 7th, E flat key. Then there's 2/5s. Okay, yeah, this is a great example for the kind of quick key change. Or some people call this a modal interchange because it's not really, it doesn't really last too long. Yeah, let me double check. Sometime I go the something else or Star Eyes. Yeah, E major 7th to E flat minor, F flat 7th to D flat, and now we went to D flat key, or yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's now in the key of D flat for a little bit. Then it goes to F major 7. That's a whole another key. So in the jazz context, there's a patterns that we kind of go into the different keys through all these 2/5s. And when there's 2/5s, and after 2/5, if you find like major 7th in a new degree of not the root or the fourth from the key we started from. In case of E flat, the root is E flat and the fourth is A flat. And so anything other than E flat and A flat, it feels like it's moving to different keys. Yeah, if you're still there, Justin, let me know. Gent, dude. So the gent is something that I didn't really went through. I was a metalhead for sure, and yeah, like who is a gent people, for instance? You know, like I was in the Megadeth, the Dream Theater, and I was doing a lot of German metals and like Iron Maiden, European stuff as well, the Sonata Arctica and all that. Then I moving on to jazz, so I didn't go through gent music. Anyways, yeah, that. Let me talk a little bit more about the key switch. So and Azure Dynamic. What's up? What would you play over 5 dominant in 251? So yeah, 5 dominant, there's a lot of things we can do. First thing is just regular 5 dominant, and the altered thing, or diminished half whole type of diminished scale patterns and all that. Then just 2-5 trident substitution for 2-5, which is kind of same as a altered scale. Since we were on a star eyes on a E flat. It's nowadays it's more of the I see those things as more of the language, and it's if I don't go through the certain pattern or certain the melodic ideas, I don't feel it's like playing music. So it's getting a little difficult for me to actually teach stuff lately. But okay, if I want to try to stick with the regular dominant arpeggio. Okay, this is just arpeggios of the diatonic. And if I wanted to go out a little bit using the maybe flat 9, okay, that's kind of a better idea to target some certain sound. Oh yeah, very simple, right? I'm trying to hit this note B natural for B flat 7. And once I hit this, I automatically feel this other altered note, altered tension, which is sharp 9 for B flat 7. So and we can do up an octave. Then yeah, there's more variations. And let me check the comment. Yeah, hey man, Isaac, what's up? How you doing? And Lamstein Seaman, what is that? If you can send me a link and stuff. And can you play a song for my father? Yeah. And crossover 6866. What's up? Also, do you just remember scale or for each type of chord? The thing is, I do remember the scale and the degrees, And arpeggios and all the notes, that's what I was trying to do. And it's it's getting a point, it's a little bit difficult to think in the scale up right now. I'm also kind of thinking about the melody, and the rhythm is kind of the thing. Like I'm thinking about the melody, and I think I still think about arpeggios and patterns that's still part of the chord tones and stuff. But the one I just demonstrated before was really nice approach, because we can really target some note and use our ears instead of like the other way around. So the music is different, like scale and all the notes and patterns and stuff. And Cheers from Arizona, yeah, this world needs a hero, yeah, I would. So my approach right now is going through the ear first, then get to the scale, instead of the thinking about scale, then hit the notes and listen to it, which is also good if you listen to it. But like try to listen to the notes first, then going into the more theoretical stuff. Then that kind of approach is more right to me. In this, like, okay, just hitting this note. And yeah, I think I don't have to go too far like that, but yeah, it's I need to kind of practice, like really limit myself a little bit more. And yeah, I saw that if I play only the jazz or something, mostly jazz and improvisation related music. I do some flamenco, bossa nova stuff. I've been studying flamenco, and last year I started working with the Spanish dancer, which is pretty cool. The rhythm and those stuff is also, again, that like you need to use ear first, then the theories. That's kind of things I've been, focusing on. Too sober. What do you mean? Did you mean about the band? Do you know any lo-fi chord progressions? I probably do. Lots of lo-fi thing came from jazz as well. So, yeah, anything. Yeah, tell me if you can tell me kind of the vibe. But lo-fi, yeah. I already like modulating the code, even the lo-fi thing. So I wasn't. Yeah, that made me think of like, can I actually play lo-fi? But probably, yeah, I can. But so if you want to start improvising and doing more than the notes of the chord, should I learn the scale and all that? Where should I start? That's a good idea. I I recommend to like transcribe the music, then figure out what kind of scale they had in the when they're playing. At the same time, I have to admit that some of the studies that like I have a few students from Berkeley, and Berkeley like let people to study the scale, like 3 octaves of all the scales and stuff. So, and I've seen that it did make some effect of really understanding the things in a way, like just understanding. Like it doesn't necessarily mean you can really play it. That's a thing. Like if you really want to play it, I recommend to really transcribe and figure out which scale and degrees, and yeah, and starting with something simple like swing jazz stuff, some of Django, but Django can be really technical too. So just this guitar player from back in time, and yeah, I'm blank out. Forgot his name, but he was guitarist for Nat King Cole Trio. Oscar Moore, yeah, Oscar Moore. Listen to Oscar Moore, Tangerine, and get the feel and stuff like that. But at the same time, if you come from some of the modern music, the rock, metal kind of stuff, the pentatonic blues scale and diminished scale is pretty interesting, that it really teaches a lot. And the bebop scale, if you look for the jazz scale stuff, Barry Harris flat 6, diminished scale type of stuff, it's really really good. Just adding the flat 6 to the major scale, and I recommend a lot of the scales. It sounds good if you're going down but not going up. Like going up with the arpeggio but coming down with the scale, that's kind of the idea I really like working on. And I will start off from the second chord and play the changes. Yeah, second chord. I don't know what you exactly mean, but sometime I like to play, like anticipate the chord progression and play something that's not okay. If it's C major going to D minor, then anticipating D minor instead of playing just regular C minor. That sometimes works. And I started learning Solea with flamenco technique. Yes, Solea, Brelias. 12 beats where changes. Yeah, like flamenco's awesome, like the 12 beat stuff. And I was in Peru, and they had lots of 6/8 rhythms, and we are talking about a lot of things came from like Moroccan music and like North Africa, and those stuff really connected to jazz rhythms as well. JD Deleuze, hey Yuto, how do you continue to love what you're doing? I've reached the stage where I don't enjoy craft anymore. More things in life, to be completely honest. Have you ever experienced depression? Sorry if it's out of topic. Bro, I hear you very much. I think I have been experiencing it since quite some time, preventing me from playing the guitar since many years. Yeah, play different guitars, nylon strings. Yeah, it's a constant challenge. Some of the thing pushes me is the fact that I got some gigs and I have to play or I have to post content for the living. That's kind of part of it. But I think that having an identity, that's kind of challenging part to. It's almost like a becoming like a monk, to be honest. Like if you choose to really play a lot and disciplines and stuff, a lot of times the most difficult thing is the first 5 minutes, right? Like if I grab the guitar and start playing stuff, then I can keep going on and going on. But get to there, my main problem is the room. I live in the New York apartment. Apartment is like townhouse, and I have pretty big room for myself. And right now I have another room for keeping it. But I kind of sleep and play, practice everything inside one big room, and I try to separate the workspace and living space. But to me, I can be more productive if I don't see anything other than things I have to focus about. So I recommend to make a space that you only do the music, but nothing else, and like you don't have to see anything. Yeah, things like that. Or the like no like outside the music part is very big, definitely big thing. What's the most flamenco like jazz pieces, the Chick Corea's La Festa, it's, and now this, I I like to mess around with now this. And yeah, how do you practice being the kind of monk? You seem like an extremely disciplined. Why you always this way? Sorry if it's too much. I was in a certain degree I was pretty like tied to playing the guitar. Well, my thing is, if I start doing something, I won't be able to stop doing it. Like, okay, when I grew up, growing up, if I started playing a video game, it was very difficult to get out of the video game, and that thing became to the guitar. So video game became a guitar. So if I start playing the guitar, I won't be able to stop. That was kind of my personality. And yeah, and do you own an acoustic guitar? I got not only an electric. I wonder if I should get an acoustic. Oh, hey, yeah, I do have. You mean like steel strings, right? Yeah. So I do have strings somewhere, and I love steel strings, but I really don't play that nowadays because I don't have a gig or anything. And I play nylon and electric. I have like 7-string Brazilian stuff. I play quite a lot. And I wish I can be disciplined like you someday. And I still need to find things to hook me like the video game. Right. Yeah, something like a video game. And yeah, I've been trying, man. Like, the thing I see is that like when you started very young, like if imagine like if you play the guitar before you started playing the video game. I started playing video game when I was, I don't know, maybe 5, 4, something that I don't even remember. So those things, it's like a second nature already. You can just do it and enjoy it. And I started playing the guitar when I was 14, and but I was doing the keyboard and some like percussion and stuff. And when I was like, I started from 3 years old. Like, I went to Yamaha music school type of thing. So I was messing around with the keyboard, and I still feel like the sound of the keyboard or synthesizer is more native to me. So it's a lot easier to, yeah, get onto the keyboard if I have, you know. And to me, like, I started playing with a guitar synthesizer already, and that it's something that easy to me for me to really get onto the instrument and stuff. But yeah, I recommend the book called Atomic Habits. If you ever know that, apparently you can chain your habits as well. It's like, yeah, if we have to trick our brain to leads into playing the guitar. Like, if you wake up, if you drink water, if you do this, the next thing you do is this and do this. The thing is that, like, when we get older, like, everything becomes like automatic. That's what I feel like, and we really have to depend on something we do kind of automatic. The brain power is not that strong to, like, starting a new thing all the time and stuff. Anyways, what's the hardest flamenco piece you know? Hardest flamenco piece. I'm still trying to learn the format, and the thing is, I really love the improvisation, and I really like to play solos and stuff. So I haven't really learned. Yeah, my pleasure. I haven't really been able to learn all the kind of like flamenco piece itself. I do some of the Paco de Lucia stuff, which I also forgot about, and so yeah, I'd like to explore. I did Guajira de Lucia and Paco de Lucia's one of the Brerias piece, and some of the Sevillana piece I did. But a lot of times I kind of improvise and I add on top of the things. So yeah, but basically anything that's long form with the written out things, those are like, and then the technical stuff, it's difficult. If there's a room to improvise, to me it's easier. And since when I play the gigs, I have to play a long time and I have to stretch out the music. Some of the flamenco piece is like 2 or 3 minutes on the recording, and I have to extend the music. So I haven't really learning a lot of the written out flamenco type of pieces, if that makes sense. And how do you memorize a fretboard? I can read the music sheet, but finding notes on the game. Yeah, yeah, that's a great question, and great player. Love your stuff. Complicated. Oh, yeah. Thank you, White Stone. Yeah, some of the stuff. It's fun to tackle on something that's complicated and difficult to. I really like the feeling of getting to point A to point B. And Juan, hi from Spain. What's up? How you doing? And the notes on the guitar. So the chord arpeggio is different. One of the things. If it's arpeggio patterns, you don't really have to know all the notes, but you can still play it. If C major seventh, you find the shapes and you can still play it. And you can just transfer everywhere, transpose to everywhere. D flat, just half step. E flat, D. Just if you know the arpeggio on the 6th strings root and 5th string root, and then you can kind of play as long as you know the root. However, the learning all the notes on the guitar fretboard is, I found it's very important. And the thing is, if we identify like what we are doing more, then we can hit them with more confidence and strength, and nice phrasing comes out and everything. Then how I did it is, when I was in high school, I worked on the Modern Method Berkeley guitar book kind of blindly, so I will be able to play jazz if I do that, which was completely wrong idea I had, but I kind of did it. And what I did is I was citing all the alphabets on the guitar, so it's like, all right, playing a scale on the C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, D, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, and then going to the D flat area, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, F flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, F, G flat, F flat, B flat, C, D flat, one by one, which is pretty challenging. But if you do everything on your neck, it's at least you get one. At least you get the notes correct for one time if you work on it, and that makes whole difference to me. If you once know it, the next thing you do is you're gonna remember it and memorize it, and bring the memory back. So if you don't do anything, it's just completely blank and it's like blackout. But once you do it, you become able to, try to catch up with your own memory. And one thing I recently did on the warm up, I just stick with two notes, something like this, with a metronome going like 40 BPM. Going like 40 BPM. And I just say C, D, C, then D flat, E flat, E flat, F, and like this area, it's not easy to, it's not easy or difficult, it's just if we don't do it, we don't know these things. Can you play Blink 182? I think I heard a little bit about the band, but I never really got into it and don't know the song. And do you like John McLaughlin? I do. I think the best thing I like about John McLaughlin was from the In a Silent Way. And Miles Davis In a Silent Way, that was very dope. And there's a recording of Miroslav Vitos, McLaughlin, and who else was on the record? I think that was one of the Miroslav Vitos recording. McLaughlin. It's from ECM, Universal Syncopation. There's a go. Chick Corea, Dijonet, and Jan Garbarek. That one was pretty cool. I think I bought an album in Japan or something. I want to listen to it. Play your guitar. All right. Any jazz songs I should play? Can you play Alta Bridge? Whose song is that? I just did the arrangement of the just one of those things. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's pretty challenging to play so on this tempo. What kind of model teller is that? So this is a Maybach guitar from Germany, and it's a red one, so it's called Red Rooster Custom. The thing about the custom thing is, this one has very good pickups and wires, and the neck is great and everything. Also, the look, I think each guitar look a little different because of how they do the relic thing a little bit. And it's a nice nice neck. Quilted maple, good weight. The Fender is, a lot of Fender guitars are great. At the same time, a lot of things are pretty overpriced nowadays. And also American instrument, each one of them is pretty unique. And there's some sweet spot, and some of the spot doesn't ring well and all that. I feel this, like, there's a similarity in German guitar and Japanese guitar. We a little bit more like precise on like certain things, so it ring kind of evenly and all that, which is not very easy on the Tele, right? The Tele is funky all the time. Yeah, a Strat definitely, yeah. I've been playing the one of the Fender Strat for the past few weeks on the tour, but still, the thing is the guitars like to me it's also the amp. If you have a really good amp, then it's good. But if you have the amp that doesn't fit with the guitar, also the combination, it's one thing, the pickup and everything. Yeah. And I've been listening to Jean-Luc Ponty. Oh yeah, and trying to play his music on my guitar, but it's hard to replicate the bow technique on it. Man, like it's very cool that to try to replicate something that's it's not very easy to. But yeah, I think that's how we make our own sound in the end. Have you ever seen Guild Starfire ISC guitar? Let me check it out. I've seen some Guild guitars and Starfire. Is this like a like what that called? Like the same body version of the 175. What's the name? 135 Gibson 135. Yeah, Gibson 135. Yeah, this reminds me of the 135 Gibson because of the body looks a little thinner than 175, right? Nice. I haven't been seeing that Guild one, but my friend had Gibson 135 and that sounded very, very good. And those are a lot cheaper than the 175 and even like 335 thing. And whenever I see like 135 comes up, yeah, half the price. Even better. Nice. Yeah, there's certain guitars that like people don't know much about it, but it really sounds very good. And I think that part of it is it sounds very good on certain jazz style, which I really like, but not everybody's looking at those things. That's what I feel like. Nice. Yeah, man, but 135, whenever it pops up on the market, like Facebook marketplace and stuff, like I've been like, man, like maybe I should sell some of my guitar and get that one instead or something. It's I still remember my friend has very good one with a very nice neck. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's quite a lot of 135 on the market. Yeah, I have 175 and I like the guitar. And this guitar's a problem. It's like you're supposed to already have the one that the good for you, but whenever you find something new, like yeah. Anyways, all right, yeah. Thank you for the hanging and all the comments, guys. I was talking about like I'm thinking to make some kind of a chord melody mastery, jazz guitar course and stuff, and I was talking about some of them can be studied in a way that like okay there's a pattern for this and that, and in a way like some of the Barry Harris stuff, but the problem of the Barry Harris thing is it's kind of like designed for the piano, and we can if we understand that we can also apply it to the guitar, but if we try to play like piano players do, sometimes it's not that intuitive on contrary to the fact that it has supposed to be more intuitive. And yeah. Yeah, the thing about this stuff is a lot of stuff is being shared online, so it's like a lot of people already know this stuff. And but let me kind of explain or show you a little bit. It's kind of preparation for that kind of program as well. I need to kind of expand this one a lot to to get the make a solid content, and maybe something like these ideas. So I was talking about like Bye Bye Blackbird. And if we look at the Bye Bye Blackbird rare book chart, for instance, Bye Bye Blackbird. Okay, yeah. The first two bars are just F major 7th. And what is that? How we can make, if we just play the chord on the rare book, it doesn't sound like the chord melody. And one thing I was talking about is we need to know, it really helps if we know about the degree of the melody in association with the chord we are playing. So if it's F major 7th and the melody note is A, that's a third, and third to fourth to third, come back to third. And for that kind of patterns, we can always do G diminished chord, coming back to F, or I like to slide everything half step up and down. And one of the exercise I was thinking about is, okay, we can play all the top notes starting from fifths. Okay, I already added something else, but okay, try to make it simple. Yeah, I think that was pretty cool. So my idea is like, if I can make something like this with all these chord diagrams on top of the view I think a lot of you guys are now watching in the shorts tab, but if I put it together, the camera is actually filming the big rectangle shape for the YouTube regular rectangle format. So I have a black spaces left and right. So if I can, put all these chord diagrams together and do the exercise things, that might help some of you guys getting through all this chord melody and chord changes and stuff. So that was kind of the beginning I was talking about. But yeah, but if I'm only talking like that, I still feel like it's not easy to follow unless I have that kind of the visual elements. So getting the questions and answering those questions is, to me, it's very good way to keep doing this like online workshop and stuff. And again, yeah, in the beginning, and also I've been trying to do this on privately on the school, which I'm kind of doing on and off nowadays. And if you join to the school, you get all the tabs and solo guitar tabs. There's already over 60 solo guitar tabs and all that, and a bunch of licks tabs and slow modes, sound slice, and live streams, which you can actually join as a Zoom way. So it's sometimes it can in the past, sometimes it's been like a private lesson for a while for a fraction of price and all that, but I'm kind of leaning towards to making more course program. Once I get done with this visa thing, I just went to American Federation of Music in Manhattan today, and this visa thing, like, okay, I'm in New York right now, and I've been here in the States for the past 20 years almost, and River of Namjab. Hi, how you doing? You know, so yeah, I've been here in the States for the past 20 years now, and I've been renewing my visa. I really need to get the green card sooner or later, or maybe a year or two. I'm gonna do it, but I've been renewing the visa status for past 20 years. I came with a student visa, then I went to artist visa. Yeah, in the beginning it wasn't very that difficult, but it became more strict and strict, and the pricier and pricier too. Like it was something like a couple $100 to just apply for it, Then now it's almost like $1,000 to just apply, and yeah, some of them even the price got like tripled or maybe more, quadrupled. This service for expedited service, it used to be something like $800, then it went to $1,200, and then now it's like $3,000. Pretty crazy, yeah. So there's a lot of pressures for both just applying for the visa and the finance around that too, which is one reason I really want to renew for the apply for the green card in the coming years. But so yeah, I'm kind of trying to keep up with all that and content making. So thanks a lot for following and liking and sharing all the videos, and also the joining the Patreon, subscribe to YouTube, everything. It means very a lot. I never think this kind of thing, online thing, would be a thing, and it's very helping me to play more music as well. Hey S-Boy 9055, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, I feel like somehow I got more gigs because of this social media presence and all that too. So thank you all for the support. And yeah, So in the area today, I was asked how I keep up with like discipline, playing guitar, all that thing, and my answer is like if I start playing the guitar, I cannot stop. Like I can not stop for like a couple hours or maybe 3-4 hours, or even 5 hours. But the other thing is kind of same to me. Like if I start doing the live stream, it's kind of difficult to stop, and I feel like I should stand up and work out a little bit as I'm sitting down on this chair for a while now. But whisper note, yeah, it's nice. Some kind of the vamp changes towards the end. Yeah, great song. Yeah, Benny goes on whisper note. A good call. Yeah, Gazan Glenache. Thank you. Yeah. Right. So, yeah, cool. Thanks, man. Yeah. So I gotta get going, but I try to keep up with the live stream, and I really like it. Just I need to find out time and schedule. Also, yeah, pretty much the time and schedule. And the next week, I should be back on 6 p.m. Monday for the school live stream and see if I can hop on in time here and there. So thanks again, and hope to see you next time. And let me know if you have any questions, anything. Alright, see you then. Thank you guys. Have a great night, day, and yep, bye bye now.